What's up, guys? We are again in the Bahamas, and this is our number 3 shot into the main event. Let's go. Okay, it's going a little bit crazy. It's like my third, I hope last opportunity. What can I say? It's going hard. It's going hard. So this is how our table look like. We play with a star Chris Brewer, which is a really nice guy. We talk a little bit before the tournament started, and it's probably gonna be interesting. So our first hand is a queen 10 of diamonds. I'm raising from the hijack, and the opponent from the cutoff decided to 3-bet. He 3-bet really small, like 1.5k, and yeah, I think it's quite easy call. The flop came amazing, queen 9 deuce, my flush draw. I check, he bet half pot, and we can potentially check raise sometimes, but I decided to just call because I don't know my opponent. The tournament just started, and didn't wanna play huge pot against the range I don't understand. So the turn is 3 of hearts, and I check. Opponent bet a little bit under half pot, 3.5k, which is weird, but we have not other thing to do, just call and hoping for the best. A river is deuce of hearts, so the backdoor came, and I check, and my villain bets a little bit more than half pot. He bet around 8.5k into the pot of 14.5k. So pretty weird sport. The 10 in the hand is not really good, and to bluff catch this hand doesn't seem nice to me. We had such an amazing flop, and the hand started really well, but we ended up in the weird bluff catching spot. I decided to just let go. I prefer to call with the king queen or with the ace queen, obviously, and queen 10 doesn't seem nice to me, so we just let it go, and that's it. So now we have ace queen off on the middle position. I raised the big blind call. Flop came amazing, ace 6 2 diamonds. He checked, I bet 1/3, and he check raised. Very nice situation. We have strong ace, and he could have a lot of bluffs in this situation, or weaker ace, we don't know. So I called. The turn came 8 of diamond, and he checked to me. I think it's necessary that we bet here because our hand wanna get some protection against random diamond, and also he could still have a lot of weaker aces, and our hand can improve on the river to the nuts. So I bet half pot, he called, and the river is 10 of diamond, which is 4 flush on the board. He checked, I quickly checked back, and he showed pocket freeze with the diamond. So we open in 9-7 suited from the hijack, and the lady on the big blind called. The flop came queen 2-3 with the 2 clubs, so we have basically nothing. She checked, I decided to bet small, she called. Turn is a 10. I don't think we need to bluff this hand, it's too weak. We don't have anything in even an overcard, so I checked it back. But the river is S6, and she checked to me again, and now we have a 9 high, and probably it would be nice to win this spot because we don't have any more streets to do that. So I decided to bet around 3/4 of the pot, but I got snap called by pocket 5s, guys. Yeah, nice hand, lady. Nice hand. That's a hand against Chris Brewer. I raised hijack with the ace 9 this time, and he called on the button. Everyone else folded. The flop came 2, 3, 4, and I think I have to check almost all my range here. He bets small in position. I call. I have a gut shot, 2 overs, and potentially best hand. but the turn is a king. I checked and he bombed it like 2x pot on the turn. There is no way to continue with that hand and I just lay it down. So shortly after the break, I found this Jack 10 of diamonds on the button. The guy on my right from the cutoff doing open raise, I'm free betting him and he started to touch my my card holder, my donkey, with his fingers. I'm saying, hey bro, don't do that. And in the moment he is calling my free bet, he's doing it again. I'm saying, hey buddy, it's my belonging. And he said, sorry, I didn't want to offend you. And that's how this hand started. So it feels like he made me angry and now I'm kind of wanna a revenge. Weird hand, but we going on the flop. Is queen 7 free, 2 spades, 1 diamond. He checked to me, I bet 1/3 and he called. The turn brought obviously the incredible card is a king. So now I have an open-ender and it's a very good card for my range. He checked to me again and I bet the second barrel, hoping for the straight on the river or to take it right now. But my opponent calls it again and the river is another king. He checked to me and now I'm on the river with the jack high in this very strange, weird situation when I don't really want to bluff because of how the hand started, but in the same time I have this perfect hand and the perfect outcome. I mean, not the perfect outcome, but some flush draw missed, some queens now has a difficulty to call on the river in this in his shoes. So yeah, I just decided to go for it, but I didn't like the feeling. But what can I do, guys? What can I do? I shoved and after 2 minutes of tanking he called me with a queen 10. Yeah, absolutely unfortunate. This is my third bullet and I cannot have a more than starting stack in this tournament. This is painful, really painful. What's your thoughts about this hand, guys? Should I just check back the flop or should I don't bluff the river? Like what's your thoughts? Let me know. Oh guys, this is a disaster. I didn't even plan to play this last flight, but what we can do? There is a main event. We need to play. Last bullet, guys. Let's go. Okay, new entry. 6-7 off on the big blind. Matas Simbolas is raising from the button 3x. It's already a little bit unusual, but our hand is per defend, I think. So we call and we go to the interesting flop, which is 9-5-3. We have double gutter. We check, he bets small, and here we're facing a decision if we want to check raise. I think it's very good board and a very good hand to check raise. We have double gutter, and there are plenty of cards we can continue barreling. And yeah, it looks cool. We want to win some chips and we need some more chips than the starting stack. So I decided to go for it. He bet 1.5k, I made it 5k. He called and turn brought an amazing 4 of spades, which opens a flush draw. Do we want to bet here? I think definitely yes. How much? I think big, but not too big because we want him to call, right? So I go for half of the pot. I think it's good sizing. He can continue with all his one pair hands and yeah, we just want to get some value and we still can go for stacks on river if we want. So I bet half pot, but he folded after a little bit of tanking. Anyways, still a good result. It's nice to hit the board and won some chips. Same opponent and same interesting hand. Matas open raise from the cutoff and I decided to call with the jack 10 off on the button. Big blind also called. Flop came king 10 6, 2 spades. We all checked.
Turn is a deuce, big blind check, and Matas decided to overbet now. He bet like 120% of the pot. It's interesting, it's very nice bet sizing from him. If he checked some strong hands on the flop, he definitely wanna bet them big on the turn, so definitely makes sense. But me too, I checked the flop with the 10 not to fold on the turn so easily, so I definitely call in once and then we see what's gonna happen on the river. Big blind folded and I got lucky on the river. I hit the jack, so now I have two pair and I'm definitely not going anywhere from this hand. And the Matas bet 1/2 of the pot. Was very easy decision by me. I made a fast call and he showed pocket fives, which he turned into the bluff. Nice hand, Matas. So we are on the button with ace jack. I open raise and the big blind call. Flop came king jack 3 2 diamonds. I don't have a diamond in my hand, so he checked. I bet third. He called. Turn is a deuce, complete blank. He checked. I decided to bet again. I think it's a good play. He has a bunch of jack X and draw which gonna pay this bet. And not many kings. I think some of the kings he is check raising the flop, but anyways, it feels like more hands weaker than mine that better than mine. So I decided to bet again, and the river is another king. He checked to me third time, and I don't know, in game it just felt like I have a best hand. The way my opponent called me all streets didn't really feel strong, so I decided to go for it, go for the third bet. It's a little bit thin, but I think it's worth it, and it's easy for him to put me on some bluffs, which I have a lot in this run out, and pay me with a jack. Yeah, so I decided to bet third bullet and bet pretty big, 12.5k, and he didn't take long to make this call. Nice hand. So I started to open a little bit wider, and this time queen 8 suited under the gun and 7 max table. The guy on my left called, everyone else folded. The flop came king queen 5 with the flush draw. I check, he bet small, I call. Turn of course is 8 because we run in hot. Check check, and the river is at 10 of hearts. Actually a flush came on board, but it still feels like we have a best hand, but we targeting some weaker showdown like a king or maybe even a 10, so I decided to go just half pot, and it worked. My opponent called and said that I got lucky on the turn probably. So we open an 8-9 suited middle position. The same guy on my left calls, and the big blind call. We are coming to amazing flop 8 9 6 2 hearts 1 club. I have top 2, and when the big blind check to me, I don't know, we can bet sometimes for sure, but I think this board we check in almost all our range, so I decided to do it with this hand as well. So we all checked and come into the turn which is 10 of clubs. It means like there is a 4 straight on board, but I now have a backdoor flush draw. Big blind check to me, and I think it's very good situation to bet because our hand, it's hard to read that we bet in with this hand, and we are not really scary of getting raised because we have this flush draw, extra outs, and yeah, it's cool to bet the hands your opponents not expect you to bet. So I decided to bet 1/3 on the turn, and the guy on my left raised me to 10k. Big blind folded, and I obviously called. The river is a 9, amazing card, so now I have a full house, and I don't know, do we want to bet or do we want to check? I think check is the best play. My villain definitely gonna bet all his straights. He's not gonna put me on the full house by this line, and also he could potentially have some bluffs. He was very tired of me opening every hand, so I expect him to be aggressive in this spot. So I checked, but he unfortunately checked back his ace jack, and he showed it like he had a showdown, but he didn't. I turned out the full house and took down the pot. Afterwards, nothing really interesting happened. I won a few small pots on the pre-flop and the post-flop, and we were running pretty good before going to the dinner. And this is how our stack looked like, and I'll see you after the break. My baby is here with me. We're going to get some food. I'll see you guys soon. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next episode.